consequences. It hurts today. I tried to loosen up earlier. See, that's the thing, is people are perpetually stiff. They reach a certain age and they never work it out because it hurts. People don't want to do stuff that hurts. Well, they do. Just, yeah. Not if it's going to benefit them. Right? So just like stretching and stuff like that is so important. All ages. I just had mom dancing it out, getting her blood going, get her hips moving, get blood going into her feet, stuff like that. And the song, what did I do with the confounded? I lost it. I set it down. The song I played, I said, "Look, Ma, this guy even looks like you." And she's like, "He does." Ma, that could be your uncle. Your Uncle Troy. Your Uncle Trey. Uncle Trey. I don't know. You guys. I put a picture of you and me on the thumbnail tonight, Mom. Yeah. On the thumbnail. So when people look at the video, it's a picture of you and me. It's this picture right. Where is it? I thought it was over here. Where is the picture? Boop, 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 boop. It's not that one. I don't know. It's around here somewhere. It's a picture of you and a picture of me. And I was little girl. Oh, it's this one without Jerry. Oh. That's what it is. It's this one without Jerry in it. It's just you and me. That's the thumbnail tonight. See it? Oh. See? Can you see it?
Yeah. That's a good picture.
That was what, 1981?
That was a good picture.
I was probably 6.
Wow. That is a very good picture.
That was at Kmart, I think.
Kmart.
I need to stop this strobe light before I have a stroke. Why the hell does it... What's happening? Oh, is that better, Mom? Here, that's better. Now you can see it.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a good picture. Really good picture.
Does that bring back good memories, Mom?
Oh, yes.
You're always such a sharp dresser.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's a good... That's pretty over there, too, where you're at, that area. With all the different colors, the blues, the reds, oranges.
Ah, confounded. Let me turn that off. Which one was that? Cats are smarter than... Mr. Iskey got me these signs.
He really
for
did?
Christmas one year, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Way at top. That's a really pretty.
All right. I called today's talk Tree Roots over Grass Roots. Trees have always been my friends.
I've always liked trees.
Always liked to draw pictures of them. I wasn't drawing pictures of freaking nobody's name on my binders and folders. I was drawing pictures of like trees and stuff like that. when it was life got hard, was hard growing up, and I could always venture off into nature, and I could always breathe. I get inside with people and buildings, and I just feel so stifled. And they put me in a chair and say, "Don't move. Humans are made to move." You try not to move. You're moving around, you know? This world is this earth, living on this planet Earth has never been easy for me. And I know there's a lot of people out there. And it's not easy for them either. And those are the people that I'm trying to connect with. I don't, there's plenty of people, they got everything they need. I'm not here for them. I'm not here for them. I'm here for the downtrodden. The people that don't have somebody to pick up the phone and call and say, I need help. Can you come get me? I'm for them. And everybody else is just fine. They're good on their own. They don't need me. But I'm here to tell them to hang in there. And when you feel sad and scared and lonely, like I feel a lot of times, go out and do something for somebody else. Get out of your own brain. Stop thinking about whatever it is that is troubling you. And go out and do something for somebody else. I went into town yesterday. I get squirrely. I hate winter. I don't like winter. And I have a lot of energy. And it's harder for me in the winter to use my energy. Mom would say, use your energy wisely. You know? A lot of people don't use that. They feel this energy, this life force energy, this, this reason why I don't need to drink coffee while I drink decaf. Because I'm always being flooded. I don't know, being electrocuted. I don't know what it is. Just my nacho neuro typical brain. I don't know. All the weird stuff that's ever happened to me collected. This is what happens. I just try to do the best with what I got every day. So I went into town today and I parked at the park, went across the street to the Bodega. I gotta ask them about the name. I don't know if it's written anywhere. They're from the Bronx. And so it's called the Bodega, but I always thought those were referred to as the bodegas. Those little stores. You know what, Mom? As big as... You know what I got out of going to New York City when I went back in 2007? What? Is that as many square miles or whatever that island is... I just found, I thought they always called it an island, but it was really a peninsula, but I guess it's really not. That's so funny. Yeah, the things you learn, anyway, is that wherever you go, there's just, like, pockets of places that all look like someplace else. You know it? Like, you'll be in a different part of town, but they have, like, the same building, like, businesses in, like, the same, it's a trip. It's a trip. Life is a trip. So I know a lot of people are having a real hard time right now, and this ain't gonna be the regular kind of Christmas. This is it's always Mom and I. We appreciate every day. Oh, I was talking about the Bodega. So I went to the Bodega, ordered a sandwich, and I said, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. She said, perfect. Dorothy, she's an Aries too. She's March Aries, the 28th. She's the one of the owner, proprietor. And then Chef, I think it's Chef Lori. She's Capricorn. Her birthday's this next week. Because every week they on their Facebook page, they put like the hours. And I'm glad she's taking that day off. So I was like, oh, Capricorn. I said Capricorn and Virgo are the grout of society. And she said, yeah. And she said, and then I proceeded to declare my Ariesness. And she's like, oh, your face lit up. Oh, you're Aries. I'm Aries too. I'm like, when's your birthday? Because I fucking Taos, I meet more Aries women I've ever met in my whole entire life. Like in the last 6 months, I've met 3 women with April 9th birthdays. 3! That's synchronistic. That is definitely synchronistic. One at Albertsons, one at Smith's, and a gal that works at the laundromat. So that's fun. So at the laundromat, that we got April 9th. No wonder Augustine gets along so good with that woman that works, Michelle, on Sundays and Mondays. You know, we're very similar. I saw her at the grocery store the other day. And when I see somebody, I do this. So it hurts. Everything hurts right now. That hurt to do that. You hear my shoulders go snap, crackle, pop. Anyway, so I ordered my sandwich and I went to go on a walk around, just down through the town square. I didn't even go through the town square, the whole town square. I just went through like the John Dunn shops and stuff like that, and then came back up, and then walked back to the park. And I came out and freaking I was going to see a buddy at the park too, and when I walked past I saw him in the park and I waved I said I'm just gonna go get my sandwich and then I'll go back and see him. I walked in. Dorothy handed me her the sandwich. She came around from behind, gave me the sandwich. Thank you, bye. Went out the door, walked back. I walked back outside, and old boy that I was going to go see was not there. I was like, he was just there. And then he wasn't. And then another homeboy said that he'll be right back. He had to go down the laundromat. I was just like, what is happening? Like, I know timelines right now are like, I look at it as decks of cards. When I was a little kid, I was a smart little kid, but I thought I was stupid. Is what it is. Is I was really smart, but I thought I was dumb. And I was never dumb. But I just believe what people told me. Because people will dumb you down. And then once I became of a certain age, I stopped listening to what people were saying that who I was. I stopped because they would say like, you're blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I am nothing like any of those. Like, who are you talking about? And then somewhere I heard that, people along the way, when they tell you, about you, they're telling you about themselves. Because I'm the mirror. And so whenever I just let people unload on me. Strangers can unload on me, but I have mostly positive experiences. Like when I went through my walkabout, I got to help a little lady across the street. It was real sweet. We had a nice little chat as we moseyed across the street. And then I went on my other way. So, talked to another woman. She's like, excuse me. I said, why, yes. She's like, could you tell me why some of the poles have parking meters on them and some of them don't? And I said, well, that let me explain that to you. She said, are you a local? Are you a native? And I always kind of chuckle when people ask me that, because Mom was in fact born here, but then she was thrown away because that's what they do. They create institution for orphanage. No, first they create a perfect society, that idea of perfection, and then when people have babies that weren't perfect, they threw them away in orphanages. So that's what happened to you, Mama. Isn't it awful? Fucking terrible, man. So. And then later, it's just terrible. So we've been, and then we end up back here. The story, whatever design the world and universe is, our story is freaking miraculous. You know it? And I'm here to just keep telling it because it's a story worth being told. And I saw today or last few days, I don't really subscribe to a whole lot of channels. That's why I don't want people to subscribe to my channel. Because at some point they're always like, get a little too much satisfaction unsubscribing. So it's just like, no, don't. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. Just could check back in and see what Marjo's up to every now and again. Don't watch every day. Go live your life. Just I'm here for the ears that that are here to There's not a lot of frequency like me on this planet. I've been looking my whole life. So, I know that's for true. Anyway, so, what else? Roots. I've been looking for roots my whole entire life. And I like that, because we ain't never had no long-term home. I mean, I bought the house in Omaha, but I kept trying to make it a home, and as hard as I tried, I couldn't. It wasn't supposed to be. It was my will over universe's will. And then when they cut all the trees down in the backyard, all the trees that all the cardinals and all the critters and stuff would come and visit me, they cut them all down. I felt, I did not take that well. Cause I'm a tree lover, and they came in this one cottonwood tree was like 120 foot tall. Like it was. These trees had watched so much history, and they just came and took them all. And I walked out the back, and I just fell to my knees. And I knew that we weren't going to be there. We weren't going to stay. And because Shannon had already dumped me at that point, she had already moved out. So that I said, then we'll head out west to get closer to brother. And then that's where our story picked up on YouTube in 2017 of me starting out in my self-will and then turning my life and my completely over the care of good orderly direction as I understand him, because life's getting too hard to navigate through. Like, for me, it's always been that when people have the right to refuse service, and a lot of times service has been refused to me for some reason or another. You know it? I've been 86 to a lot of places, sober and drunk. Like, I don't, I've come to find that people that lack integrity really fucking hate me. They really do. Because it's the people that lack integrity, because they don't see it in me, or they don't see integrity because they don't have any. So they mostly I get along with people. Like, that's why I go to the same store, so I gain a rapport with people. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to get to know these people, like Marcy I would look for her on Friday, and hey, you weren't here. I was worried about you. I thought the fucktards got you. She had her kids weren't feeling good on Friday, and so she kept them home. So she stayed home, and I was happy to. And so but she gets there at one time, and I was there like an hour later, and I was like, where's she at? I don't know. Then I ran into her. So, whew, So slowly but surely, you know. It's cuz I got trust issues. You know what? You know? So I used to just jump into it. Maybe I'm growing up. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to be 50 next year. I don't know. Probably not. But I used to just, you know, if someone would give me a little of attention, I'm not even like a sexual relationship. I'm talking just friends, you know, just someone to pal around with, you know. I'd just be their best buddy, you know. But I stopped putting the effort in so much. Because I noticed how much effort, because life is transactional. It is. It's completely transactional. I get it. And see, and people say don't keep track, and you know who says you shouldn't keep track of like life's transactions. Those people that are only one side. Those people that only take. You know, because once you say something like, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" and they're like, "No," and oh, okay. And then they keep asking for favor. You start paying attention. Like it's only you showing up in your. That's why I had no problem leaving. I mean, it was a little hard because like the hardest part about leaving Omaha was Mr. Iskey. But that's one person. You know it. And I used to go to meetings with like 500 people, and I thought those people were my friends. But what they say, see, they got me. Because I believe their words, and it was after that I started listening to their energy. And their energy didn't match their words. And then I found out after I moved to Oregon that those people weren't my friends. And they were oh so happy to see me go. Because people that lack integrity hate me. And the stuff that they perpetuate and it's goofy. But it gave me the foundation that I needed to stay sober. I got the foundation. I know how to stay sober. I got my little big book right here. You know? I was talking with little Linda Lou. She was my first sponsor back in 2002. Little Linda Lou. She fell asleep during my fist up. It was funny. Anyway, you know, that's where I learned about good orderly direction. I used to think of God as like, you know, some masculine figure that was going to come in, but I don't hate men. There's a lot of men I love very much. There's a lot of women I hate. You know what I mean? It's just such a broad spectrum. When I was talking to these guys at the park, I said, you know, the whole world's getting all goofy, all in their parts and stuff, you know. They're all so driven, you know. Except, well, there's this certain part, but you know what, Mom? A lot of kids are staying into like they're maturing slower, I think. They don't want to have kids and do all that stuff. And a lot of people, like, not as many people are having kids as they were 20 years ago. You know it? Well, that's not necessarily true because I keep seeing these freaking. I go by watching the families grow on my feed in social media. You okay? I go by that. And like there's always like these, especially, you know, you've seen some of these people last 15 years and stuff on Facebook and stuff, like because every Christmas they all do the family picture. It's always just you and me, Ma. That's pretty cute. Yeah, at least I don't gotta worry about wrapping too many presents. I gotta wrap some presents tomorrow though. It's important that I do that. Anyway, I have been looking for roots for a long time, and I think it's really funny that we end up in Taos. We're very close to where Mom was born. But people, the way people, it don't matter, family, not. People just don't treat each other very well. Oh, the lady, I forgot. That's where I left off. She's like, could you tell me why uh, there's the parking meters? I said, well, that's because our local government doesn't give a shit and doesn't care about infrastructure. So, yeah, it's just laziness and crappy freaking, just, you know. And she's like, oh, she just laughs at me. And it's just like so ghetto. Taos is so ghetto. And people come here to see the ghetto in a gorge. Ghetto in a gorge. Like, oh, look at the poor Indians. Let me freaking buy their $75 blankets. And, oh, let's go to the local restaurants, right? So the only people that benefit for the tourists, and like, I was talking to a lady and I started having a conversation about that. Because we started talking about the parking meters. And then she's like, yeah. And then somehow it evolved into, yeah, people in Taos really don't like out of town. They like, because you got the city who wants to promote tourism. And then you have everybody except for the shop owners in that town square and the local restaurants that all the outsiders come to eat. Locals eat too, but I don't know. I don't go. I don't know. I just assume cook. But sometimes I do like to get, but I'm not trying to spend $50 on freaking enchiladas when I can make my own enchilada. It's just stuff like that is stupid. And because that's the thing is the price point here, everything is set so high because it's for the tourist. It's for the lesser. It's not for the greater or the whole. It's not to benefit everybody. It's to benefit some people. And that shit fucking drives me crazy. You want under, baby girl? Want under? She says, yes, I'm in a mood. This is the goodest girl. I'm cold. She says, leave me alone. I'm not in a mood. And so, like, locals are like, fuck all this, dude. We can't. They're getting priced out all over the place. Because we can't afford shit because it's priced for fucking people that come in for People Zoo. Come look at how the freaking poor Indians live. Yeah, we're poor because we can't fucking afford this shit. I can't afford what other people want for me to live. Like, I mean, I was thinking about that today. Mom, I've asked her that before. Like, why didn't you just have an abortion with me? And I said, is it because you're a Catholic? She said, yeah. She was scared to death of freaking abortions. And then I was getting all It's a Wonderful Life thinking that, like, if she did have an abortion with me and I never lived, there's a lot of stuff back there that never would have happened. And Mom wouldn't be here. None of the dogs would be, well, they might be around. No, Luna wouldn't be here because I wouldn't have taken her in as a foster. She had only had 40 minutes left before she was going to be put down. But she's had a number of years with us. You know? So people feel bad about themselves because they freaking live with so much greed in their heart. And, you know, at some point, it's just part of being a human being. If you're a human being, I know there's a lot of narcissists and sociopaths and psychos and this and that and people that are completely void of spirit. But I think everybody, unless they're, you know, completely alien or what, I'm not a gamer, but NPCs is a good, appropriate terms. People know what I'm talking. I mean, but background people, Dolores Cannon, it's all the same thing. The world is not a freaking globe spinning on an axis like I was taught in school. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. I don't get the whole, I'm still processing a lot of my stuff. Like I look at definitions of work, and I don't use intelligence artificial either. And every time it freaking pops up, I say, no thanks. You don't get my input. You're a stupid toy. I do not consent. It's just gonna make people even more dumber. See. One of those degrees on the wall over there is for business information systems, and I intentionally did not go into two fields. I intentionally did not go into two fields based on the personalities of the people in those fields. Understand? Okay? And that's robotics. On purpose. Didn't go into robotics. People, you fucking play too much. Okay? Carry water, chop wood. Try that for like 2 years, and then go back and play with your little toys. And intelligence artificial. Those demographics of those people and those I ain't worried about nothing. I'm not worried. When have they gotten anything to work? They just don't quite get it. They just don't, because they're too egocentric. They don't got the spirit in them. And people that do stuff, that's why they do it, is because they're egocentric, so I ain't really too worried about it. Plus, I just know that, I don't know. Whenever I take my last breath, I'm trying to figure out how to get off this stupid wheel of incarnation. I really am. I don't really like living life. I never have. It's been very painful for me. It's been a very lonely existence. I keep trying to find and make friends. And evidently people, it's just so too much. So they just don't want to be my friend in real life. It's either that, I'm finding today, I think now it's more of a mix of they don't want to know me, and then there's like, I don't want to know them either. So it's a like, where do people make, I always wondered that. Like, when I was in school, okay, people make friends in school, and then you get out of school. I didn't go to college until later. And then there weren't people in the classes that I, like, hey, you want to go hang out? And I was going to freaking AA meetings all the time and shit, and I was in the military, and I did hang out with one girl. She liked me. I did not like her. And she was a stripper at a strip club in Omaha. That was interesting. Anyway, so I still not somebody that today. I said, I am not a slutty Slutterton, a Slutterville USA. Like I tried back in my drinking days, like, you know. But I don't have game. I hate games. You know, I'll talk to somebody to see if I want to talk to them again. And if I have a nice conversation, I'll see about having another nice conversation. And if we have another nice conversation, maybe we'll have another nice conversation one day. I see people nowadays, they don't date, they take hostages, so to speak. Proverbially. They take hostages. They freaking, you know, they hang out, they decide they like each other, they instantly start having sex. Instantly. So there's that gratification. And so how often do people start using that gratification as a tool of reward or punishment? And then it's like, okay, here's the game. And then it's like, okay. And that's the foundation of what so many relationships in this country are based on. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. And then someone gets pregnant, and then they're like, oh shit, he's like, or, you know, either she's like, I don't even like him, or he doesn't even really like me. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the hostage taking, you know. And then where I live in New Mexico, there's people freaking all over the place. Like I've never seen. I mean, is it all like have so many people drinking so much like back when I was I don't remember like so many people drinking like that. But every Friday or when you drive through town in the back roads, Saturday, Sunday mornings, there's fucking beer cans all over the place. All over the place. It's just so trashy. It's just do better. But they gotta let the demons win. They're letting the demons win. So everybody else just gets to endure the byproduct of it, right? And hope that they don't fucking kill anybody. It's absurd. This world has never made sense. Like, they don't want you to speed, but then they freaking make cars that drive like 300, 200 miles an hour, Like all these people freaking killing themselves in these, Hellcats and shit like that. It's just like, where do people value life? When? At one point are they going to value life? Because they act like they got like 100 of them. Motorcycles too, all these motorcycle clubs. Where's the sanctity? How is life sacred? Because you risk it all the time? And then when freaking, like, you freaking end up dead, your family just gets to go, oh, that's too bad. They should still be here, but they're not. Like I am with my fucking forever 39 sister. It's a waste. It's a waste. People need to try harder, do better. Talking to me, I need to do better, try harder. I am back to lifting my little dumbbell though again. I'm not back to doing what I was, but I am. Well, I'm still doing 3 sets of 300, but it's in intervals of 1. I'm not back up to 300 yet. But I don't know. Maybe I won't ever even get there. Who knows? Who cares? Who cares? How are things getting better in my local community? I'm making pals. I am making buddies. People that it's like, hey, I'll check in with you and see how you're doing. That's what I used to always. That's why I mean, yeah, okay. I went to so many meetings because I started caring about the people that were there, But what they do is they say, if you don't like somebody, that person should never know that you don't like them. So that's how I never knew that all these people that they weren't really my friends, because they acted like they were. And see, when I don't like somebody, I can't pretend like I do. That's a lie. To me, that's a lie. And I always thought, it was supposed to be a program of honesty, but their 2 big sayings are fake it until you make it, and, people should know if you don't like them. So I got lied to by a lot of people. That's all right. I don't know. It's weird. Well, they get help give me a good foundation, and I still got that. I had a slip. I went on I went out to scout, so to speak, for about 7 months. And I'm glad that I got a little bit more of God's grace, and that I had another sober in me, because a lot of people don't. And the way I drink, I would have probably, if I would have stayed drinking, I would probably already be dead, and nobody would have taken care of Mom, and we would not have ended up in Taos, New Mexico. Anyway, and how we got here, one of the ways was from there was 2 chats that were 2 YouTube channels that were incremental in our getting here, and that was Keegan and Marge Astrology. And Marge Astrology, her life got so good doing all the things that she did. all the freaking free yoga and stuff like that, right? Just did all this stuff, all these, for years. Whip, bip, bibbity damn. She found God and found a man and went to Patreon. So she tanked her freaking, her channel. Or it got tanked. She didn't ever really speak to, she's never said anything as she's way nicer than, I don't know, but she got her Patreon. That's what a lot of people, I've seen it my whole freaking life. I watch people when they open businesses, when they start businesses. I watch them. I listen and I watch. Like, are they in it all for the money? And people are usually in things for all for the money. It is amazing to me. That's why I'm trying to find the people that are into doing stuff for the spirit of stuff. It's just all about money, and then people, the shit that they buy with all the money they make, it don't do nobody no good but them, unless you're freaking lucky enough to freaking, I don't know, if nepotism has worked for you. It's never worked for me. No, it hasn't. I'm trying to think of a time where nepotism, no. And my dad was a dick to me, so my brother learned how to be a dick to me. I mean, it's amazing I don't hate men. I mean, just the fact, baby rape, 10 months old. I was telling somebody at the store, I said, I don't hate men. I said, but I said, it's like my body always knew. Like, every man on the planet, my body is like, this is what men are capable of, And then I've always been masculine, and I've liked girls. And because of those two facts, dudes, my whole life have thought it's okay to talk to me or around or talk to each other in my proximity the way that guys talk. And so guys are fucking a lot of guys, and I was in the military. I was in, and hey, all of these guys that were fucking pigs could have kept their fucking mouths shut around me. They didn't have enough respect for me to. So I got a lot of earfuls on how fucking raunchy these guys in IT, even at a Jesuit university. People are fucking pigs. I didn't hear a whole lot of women participating in it. But all across the board, every job I've ever had, I'm just like, wow, where is HR? But I'm the asshole, right? Okay. And now look at society today. It's run rapid. And now, I saw there's a earthquake, or that volcano finally erupted, Ma. There's just an earthquake in China. In Iceland, they've been waiting for it. Adrian Elise today was talking about, I'm like, really? They make every bad thing happen? Like, we are really living in the Truman Show, aren't we? Dang. That's some power. Yet there's so many poor freaking people just so that they can do their little, their little rituals. Whether it's at an NFL game or... It's all ritual, it's all tradition, it's all for something, and it ain't for the good of the whole, that's for sure. I did get some screenshots recently, and I haven't been talking about them because I forget. So check this out. This guy, I hate sports. They're so stupid. I don't even know why this stuff comes across my feed, honestly. I usually, if it's a suggested post, I'll say something, and then I'll say something like, get this crap off my feed, sponsored ads suck, whatever. But this guy, Record-setting contract with Los Angeles Dodgers. There are homeless people all over the place. It ain't nothing to build some houses and put fucking people in it. But, oh, pervy uncle, creepy uncle, local government Sam and all that, they said, no, we got to set the cost so high that, oh, we can't get to those costs. It's so retarded. It's just dumb. I'm supposed to be the retarded one, and this is the shit that they do. So this guy, in his contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers, could also include a bonus. And that bonus is skipping most of California's famously high income taxes. Why can't everybody get a waiver? Huh? Like, he plays a child's game. Sports? Football? They're grown men playing. And a lot of these guys are like, yeah, I want to hurt this guy. And they got their stupid little whatever. It's grown men playing little boys' games. I don't care how big you are. One day, you're going to freaking wish you hadn't done it because your body's going to be shit. Everybody thinks that they're freaking immortal, you know, like oh, they're going to live forever. I used to think that too. My record when I did my fitness test in the Air Force, I wonder what the record for female sit-ups was in a minute. I don't know. But mine was 60. 60 sit-ups in a minute. And then I blew out my lower back. And now I can't even use my lower back hardly at all. Running sucked because I had severed tendons in my ankles on my back, and I got bone spurs, and running sucks for me. And then my pelvis is all from, yeah. So, but they always made me run, you know. I should have used that. I should have got a doctor's note from the sheriff. Like, this little girl should never have to run fucking PE because some asshole raped her when she was 10 months old. That should have got me out of freaking PE. But sometimes I wonder if I would be a heterosexual if that wouldn't have happened. I will never, there's no way to ever freaking know. Because my body always knew. And then I read the police report. And now I can feel when it rains in my pelvis. And I'm not just talking about, I don't just tell this story for me. I tell this story because this story is so prevalent in this country. And it's fucking disgusting. That's why I'm telling the story. It's because that happened in 1975. And it's still going on. And it happened long before. And it's fucking gross. Because people can't keep it in their fucking pants, dude. It's fucking disgusting, man. Look at all this stuff that we're seeing because people couldn't put in their pants 20, 30 years ago. Like, you got R. Kelly. Yay, P. Diddy fucking doof. That guy's been a scumbag his whole entire life. Like, all these people these false prophets that people have loved, I have never liked any. I did like Robin Williams. I got that for him. But he ain't the same vibe, you know? And he did a lot of coke, and who knows what kind of crazy shit he did. The places he took him, but he also ended up hanging himself, so a lot of good it did him, huh? All those drugs and just, you know, self-will run riot and just, you know, all that freaking just, yeah. Sometimes, I mean, ultimately, people do get to the point where they do have to sit with themselves. And maybe they're fortunate enough they've done so much dope and shit that they don't remember all the shit that they did. Maybe God will give them that grace. Maybe not. You getting tired, Ma?
Yeah, a little bit.
Little bit? You good?
Yeah.
Want me to turn on the heater?
The heater, yeah.
Is your eye running? It was doing better, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to soak your feet again because we soaked her feet in the ionizer. And like her eye wasn't, but it's like, you know what? It could be like leftover from your cold, huh?
Yeah.
Like it just makes your eye water.
Yeah.
I know that sensation. All right. Anyway, all right. I've been talking like 50 minutes. Is anybody in the talkie room? Oh, hi, Suzanne. I would see your comments on Crystal Time videos too. Keep up the great work. Oh, that's cool. See, that's what I like. That's how a lot of times how I'll go see about people is because I'll see them in the comments in the chat. You know it? Mostly I'll just say like, thank you, Aheyoka, but like every now and again I'll comment. Like I commented on the lady. She's the body language reader, and I do what she does. Only I do it different. Because I think politician DC is an extension of Hollywood. There's no difference. As far as I am concerned, this nation has evolved that those people that sit in chairs, they're paid to go up there and just say things. And they go back and forth, and nothing that they do makes the cracks of society more narrow. It only makes and so they're not doing it right. So what we need in people's local community to get involved there, and then trickle out, and then we'll just show we don't need them. We don't need that. They don't do us no good. They spend trillions of dollars on murder and killing people. And this is about life. For everyone. Even the creepy creepers that can't keep it in their fucking pants. We'll just teach you better frickin' alternatives on how you can control yourself, because there's a whole lot of people on this planet that can't control yourself. And I'm not just it's not just about the libido, it's also about the diet. It's also just about consumption. I went to a Taylor Swift concert once. On the day of this is what I used to do. I lived in Omaha. On the day of the show, whatever, if a talent was coming to town that I wanted to see, I would go day of, and because they release so many tickets the day of, they hold back so many, and then they gotta release them the day of. So I would sit there and be like, click, 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 release, best ticket, right? $243, and I was in the front pit. And I got pictures of her, and she was like 10 feet away from me. She's a life past 7. I'm a life past 7. There's something in that. Now, granted, she does things from her spirit. Her ego, it don't do good for everybody. And that's where the trouble lies with the false for profits. So, it's easy to tell who the true ones are for me. I learned my lesson from those people from Omaha, because I stopped listening to what people told me and I started listening to their energy. Right? Heater just kicked on. So, anyway, the last 2 rainy days was a tough one physically. Yeah, see, we had snow a couple days, and then now we got this is all winter, and I got good memory, and I take a lot of freaking pictures, and I'm constantly taking pictures of crap that they spray in the sky. And I talk about this stuff with homies that live on the Pueblo and in the community and shit like that. Like, spray for 3 days, and then it snows. And there was like 18, 19 the other day. Like, this is out of hand. Like, what in my psyche, if I'm creating my reality, what the fuck am I doing with all that shit in the spray? Is that smart juice? Maybe that's it. It's smart juice. That's what's happening. I'll just start lying to myself, right? It's smart juice. They're spraying smart juice in the sky. It's going to trickle down, and it's going to make everybody want to be smarter. It's not going to make them smarter. It's going to make them want to be smarter. Yeah, that's what it is. That's, as they would say, the ticket. Anyway, I think I've griped. You getting tired, Mom? I'm getting tired. It's almost time to go lay down and watch some. You know, I watch Mom. That show, Mom. It is a terrible show. Like, I often find myself going, what? Like, it is a terrible show. It's like, I mean, they refer to Satan a lot too, you know. And I listen to it, and I just think it's so funny, you know. Like, I wonder if that's one of the reasons why people completely shit on the 11th tradition now. I'm not in it. I don't shit on no tradition, you know. But the 11th tradition, you know, you're not, yeah. And so then they made a TV show about AA. And it's a pretty accurate depiction. I mean, they even actually have part of the show in AA meetings. It's a trip. Yeah. And then like I think about all the people that I met when I went to those meetings. They're very connected. A lot of Freemasons. I remember this one guy, and I heard somebody talk about it on a YouTube video about their different handshakes. I think it was Robert Phoenix. And I had already come to my own conclusion, but then universe gives me data that supports my belief. And I was like, okay, that's how I come to know things. And so he said that he was talking about these Freemason, like different Freemason handshakes, and one of them is like a weird tickly thing, like it was on my wrist. And Casey Joe did it. And it was creepy, but that guy always creeped me out. He always creeped me out. Like, I always had a weird feeling, like, you know, everybody loved him. He was the guy that everybody loved. That don't mean nothing. Anyway, so, yeah, he did it. Yeah, it's highly connected. And then there's that one guy that had a Clancy. Dude had a freaking... It was so weird. It was like, what is that when special, like, lawyers can't, or what is that term? What was that term? I can't remember. But like there were guys like it's supposed to be, you know, anonymous supposedly. But then you had people that had very good lives, like lived in big houses, drove the car, you know, went on the, you know, did all the stuff, you know, because they'd go around to different conferences, which aren't AA, conferences are not AA, and record them and then sell them. And that's they made a lot. They had a good life doing that. I always thought that was weird. And then the Clancy guy had a freaking in Skid Row had a mission, right? And then now they talk about all the people that get disappeared all the time. Now, because see, that's why they make people that nobody cares about, because nobody will miss them. And this is a storyline I've been very aware of since I was a little girl. You know, because I guess when my soul signed up to learn in this incarnation, it's learning all the stuff, except all the warm and fuzzy stuff, you know. I appreciate all the critters and things, you know, but they don't live out. They don't live. I think I need. I, you know, like I never had a lot of friends, and they always been critters. And I got a cousin. She's having one of her cats put down tomorrow, and it makes me sad. 16. She has a bunch of farm cats and stuff like that, you know, and it's just it's never easy. It never gets easier, you know, because you just love. If you're lucky, you just to find things to love, because it's when you're an outsider, it's hard to find things. Because I've been trying to be a part of things. And then those things that I try to be a part of, either they're just like, oh, no, I don't want to be a part of that. Whoa, no. Or they don't want me to be a part of it. So I'm going to start my own stuff. That's cool. Anyway, that's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.